All right.
All right, guys. So, welcome, Transformers R Us, bots and chat room. We've got bots and cats who I obviously ripped the name off of. You guys know me, Wade. We got Wolf down in the bottom there, and Ghost in the other bottom corner for no particular reason. It's not because I like them least or bots and cats is favorite, but that's just how the window's set up. We are waiting on two more guests. We have Chris and Liam, who I assume will enter at some point, and then a special guest. Not sure when he's going to make his grand entrance, but as soon as he does, we'll put him up there, and it's going to be a treat for everyone. I promise you. So, pretty fun show, I hope, tonight. And I will go ahead and apologize. Me and the guys were talking before. I had this horrible sheet back behind me, and we had this in portrait mode, but everybody's picture was like this, and everybody's real egotistical on this show right here. So nobody wanted the small. They're like, dude, we need landscape. Bigger is better. So I have to show off all my stuff so these guys can have their little glory. So y'all make sure to give it up for Bots and Cats, Wolf and Ghost, and make sure to comment on how good they look and all that stuff. Notice all four of us wear glasses, and we were all just sitting here right before go live, like, oh my god, can your glasses? Yeah, that's really good. It's like we're all in the same room, and we are in complete separate parts of the country. I mean, we're scattered out. We're basically coast to coast.
Yep. Four of us wear glasses. Three of us right now are all wearing caps.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting on Chris. Where is Chris at?
Where is Chris?
Buddy, it doesn't take that long to take a shower, man. So anyway, we'll get in, since we are live. We do have an audience listening in. We'll kind of get into the show format. So basically, it's going to be this core group plus Chris and Liam whenever they decide to join in, and basically just wanted to create a channel where we could hop in and talk. So with that being said, we've actually got a very special guest who has just hopped in the studio. So I'm going to add him now. And I don't know if this guy needs any introduction, but
well, I sent one. You asked me for it. You asked me for an introduction. I sent one.
Yeah. So my apologies on that one. So
you know how long I worked on that? I worked on that for 15 whole minutes, man.
Yeah, I left work late, so I got all this. You could tell how professional my setup is. I did this in all of.
What? You're not green screen in front of a picture? That's
totally
supposed to look that way.
Sadly, not the case. So guys, welcome Jon Bailey of Transformers fame. So John, introduce yourself to the guys, man. We've got Aiden, Alex, Wolf, and we got Liam and Chris over here in the bearded bottom corner.
By your powers combined. Nice to meet everybody. My name's John, if you didn't catch on to that part. And I go by EpicVoiceGuy, as the username says right there. Yes, and sir. I've done over 30 roles for Transformers so far over the past 8 years out of a 16-year professional career. So that I'm allowed to talk about.
Yeah, it's allowed to talk about. That he's allowed to talk about. And it's so cool because I've been following you for a while, even before we connected, and I've seen your Deadpool skits, and obviously I was aware of your voiceover characters in Transformers. But what series have you been in specifically for Transformers?
So I'll go through my resume list that I am allowed to talk about that I can remember. I'll be fair, I can't remember it all. So I started off with the Prime Wars trilogy. I was Optimus Prime and Combiner Wars, and I did the toy commercials for Siege and War for Cybertron. Then I did some commercials as Optimus Prime for Transformers Dark of the Moon and Rise of the Beast. And I was some emergency responders and a couple of cool ones where they're showing like leaked footage of Transformers activity where cops are chasing this Lamborghini and it transforms and disappears off the screen. And I'm the cop in it, stuff like that. Then the Transformers Beyond Reality VR game, which is their very first VR game. It was originally an arcade game called Attack of the Decepticons or something, but they changed it from arcade to console and fleshed out the demo into a full game. And I voice every male character in the entire game, which is probably a feat most voice actors in Transformers can't say. And I was also Optimus in Transformers X Top War, Transformers X Mobile Legends. I'm multiple characters in Transformers Tactical Arena, including Optimus, Megatron, Starscream, Galvatron, Soundwave, Shockwave, and Brawn. And see how it should have been doing Transformers voices for How It Should Have Ended on YouTube for a long time. I love working for those guys. And then Bumblebee movie, one of my favorites. I got to voice my two favorite characters, Shockwave and Soundwave. I got to be involved in the post-production work, filling in for all of the Transformers characters in the early version of the film that they used to kind of like figure out where the movie's going to go, which is a pretty typical job for movies. I didn't know what was going to end up, if anything, in the final film, but getting to be the final voices of my two favorite characters was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then I mosey on to the Build-A-Bear commercials. I was Optimus Prime and the announcer for that. And then finally Transformers 1 coming to theaters September 20th. I'm back as Soundwave again, which is really cool.
Sweet. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
So that was one of our subjects. So, we keep coming around and, we've been asking for, or I've been asking for topics and, what should we talk about? And everybody keeps asking my thoughts and our thoughts collectively on the new movie Transformers 1. So, John, I know you can't speak a lot about it, but what can we expect out of this movie?
So right now, Transformers has been showing early fan screenings around the country. They're still doing a few more. I will be personally attending the 4DX, which I have not seen it in 4DX yet. But I'm looking forward to it. My microphone must have bumped. Been looking forward to that one and 3D. I haven't seen it in Real D yet either. That'll be September 18th at the North Hollywood Regal Cinema, which I used to be the voice of the Regal Royal Crown Club. People that go to Regals might remember that. I was just 300 pounds back then. So I'm really looking forward to that one. And they're also doing exclusive posters at all of these screenings. And there's one that's doing an exclusive comic. So if you can get a chance to get those QR codes and go to an early screening, you might get some awesome, cool, exclusive stuff on top of it. So, but I've seen it twice now, despite what I've actually worked on. And it is the most beautiful, epic thing Transformers has ever made. It is by far the best Transformers movie I've ever seen. And I would say that even if I had not worked on the film, because I am a huge Transformers fan and I've always been a Transformers fan. So it is a special client to me. It's not just a job. I always do my very best to make it the best it can be because I love it so much. So even if that includes me not being part of it, as long as it's as good as it could be, I'll be happy with it.
That's awesome. I mean, I've got chill bumps just listening to you describe it because I'm excited now. I was excited. Now, I mean, it's no secret. I'm 47. Yeah, 47. Be 48 this year. So I grew up in the G1 era.
Right? Me too. 40-year fan.
Yeah. So, when the first live action movie, I was kind of torn. I was super excited because, oh my God, they're finally real. They're tangible now. You can touch them and but the modes, they screwed everything up and it became labeled as Bayverse and all that stuff. And then Bumblebee comes out and shows that end of the first act Cybertron from Cybertron, and that got like the fan base re-energized, and I'm hoping that Transformers 1 kind of taps into that and just kind of goes with that, because that's really what everyone wants to see is, I think, more the classic storyline. And I know the older fans, I do,
Well, that's the thing, is that what the older fans liked, what G1ers and what the boomer generation, what we liked from growing up, I promise it's still the same thing that kids still like today. And this is a movie that anybody of any age can really enjoy. It does have some fun stuff in there that's obviously meant for a little bit younger audiences, but it is not a kid movie. And people just, I was watching through the first trailer again because I was kind of putting together this thing that he didn't show. And so I was looking for the clips of Soundwave in the trailer, and there's a few clips here and there. But I was watching that first trailer and everybody's saying how kiddish it was. And I was watching, I was like, no, it's not. It had a couple of kiddish moments, it had a couple of jokes in it. But if you, from that first section where it just shows them two palling around and being bros, and then it starts off with like seeing Cybertron, and it's beautiful. That was all, that was really serious. All the stuff with Alphatron, everything you saw wasn't a kid movie. But it had just enough of Bumblebee stuff. I think they were trying to establish Bumblebee as the comic relief of the movie, which he is, obviously, just based on what you all seen. So I think it may just be people looking for something they don't like. It's sadly become part of older fans. Automatic. I don't like it because it's not the same. Go back and watch the old cartoon. Tell me if that's what everybody is going to be like. This is the best cartoon. No, it's not. It's full of flaws. It's full of animation. The dialogue. Some of the voices are terrible. It's just what we grew up on, and that's why we love it. But that's okay. It was just the foundation, guys. It's just what started Transformers. And now it's taking on it's taking on a new life. That's something that anybody can love, even if they're not a fan. They will love this movie. It is gorgeous. It is by far the most beautiful film I've ever seen. And fans specifically, I went to a fan screening, guys. That means they were Transformers fans, not just moviegoers, not just movie fans. They were Transformers fans. 5 times. I counted this time on the second time out. I was hiding in plain sight, but watching over them in secret. I was even dressed as Soundwave, but nobody knew that I was working on the movie. And the audience blew up like 5 times. They just roared. They were so loud you couldn't hear the movie. They were applauding and screaming. Yeah, it was just, fans love this movie. And now I know why they're giving out so many free fan screenings, because they know it's so good. We're going to pay to see it again and again and again because it's freaking amazing.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. Going back and looking at the cartoons and even the 86 movie, I mean, yeah, it's got some great scenes in it, but the G1 cartoon is horribly animated.
I will be the guy. I don't mind. I've taken punches a lot before because there's been a lot of misinformation out there. People assume that if you're filling in the job of a legacy character, that you obviously must be stealing that role from someone else, not having any idea how production works, how we just do scratch work. We have no idea what's going to end up as what. But I do know, based on a few things being like, this was this, where this is that, you just don't have the full context of it. You really don't know until you actually watch it. So automatically condemning something based on just watch the movie. That's all you guys have to do. Just watch it. I promise it is a fun, freaking amazing movie. And I freaking loved it. I have a feeling there's Mario fans out there that are just as big of Mario fans as Transformers fans are for Transformers. The Mario movie did for Mario what I feel like Transformers the move will do for Transformers, if not by 10 times more. Like, that movie was amazing. This movie is 10 times more epic than Super Mario Brothers movie. And that movie was a kid's movie. This movie goes from being, okay, this is kind of, to being like, oh man, I can't believe they went there. But if you just look, I'm just going to do a hot take here. If you look at the 86 movie and break it down, and it's chocked full of freaking flaws. The music way overpowers the rest of it. It was really just a way to sell a soundtrack full of 80s songs from 80s artists. They used celebrity voice actors because they thought that's how you make them. They were doing it way back then. You guys complain about the voice actors, but the main cast, they were all celebrities. And by the way, I don't know if anybody knows this, and not to speak ill of anybody that's passed on, but Leonard Nimoy would not even sign thing Transformers. He did not want anything to do with it. And then he brought him back for the movies later on. So you may not have the full story. Maybe you're upset for the wrong reasons. You just don't have the full information. They did everything that was a long toy commercial. They got rid of a whole bunch of our favorite characters so they could introduce new toys. It was a feature-length album and toy commercial, again, which is what Transformers cartoon was all along. The creators admitted it. We were making a 20-minute cartoon commercial. That's all they were doing. They wanted to sell us toys, and they did. They did a great job. But they also did some unique stuff. They had characters that were unique. They had personalities. They had the colors. Everybody, because there were so many of them, every single person could find one to identify with. There's always a beachcomber. There's a sideswipe. There's a blue streak. There's a Jazz. There's an Optimus Prime out there. There's somebody we can always identify with. And if we didn't, be like, man, I don't have a dad, but Optimus Prime is like the guy I would look up to, or that's the big brother. That's, everybody's got some special attachment to it.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't perfect. It really wasn't. And if you go around saying you're a huge Transformers fan and they should just do it like they used to do it, they can just put it on Tubi and watch the old show. It won't sell to today's audience. You can't make that movie anymore. Only a handful of G1ers will go out there, and let's face it, we don't have billions of dollars so they can make the next one. We need the rest of the audience, so we have to make it more appealing for everybody.
Yeah, the Bayverse, I will say, I mean, I was still a fan of the movie. I didn't agree.
I was fan of parts of things.
I was like, what'd they do with the characters? But once you kind of move past that and,
I blame Iron Man. I'm going to be blunt. I blame Iron Man. I blame Iron Man 1000% when Tony Stark decided we need to make our movies realistic and grounded. And then all of a sudden it blew up the internet. They're like, oh, well, we need to make Transformers be realistic and grounded too. Let's make them have a big bunch of garbage parts that flip and flop around. Let's kill off all the African-American characters. No big deal. Let's sexualize the main character. And I don't know what he thought, but we were a bunch of horny teenagers. I'm sorry, but we were in our 30s and 40s by the time that movie came out. Why were you making it for preteens and tweens? That wasn't the demographic. We like Linkin Park still. Just because we're in our 30s doesn't mean we don't like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Frack, man. We like Jazz. Why did you kill Jazz off? I mean,
I know what rip him in half.
A problem with him. I don't know if you've seen this, but a recent
of dialogue and then rip him in half.
A recent clip showed him recording the character. And it's something I had not seen. That movie came out in 2007, 17 years ago. This was recorded, and I've only just now seen it on social media. He's like, killing off the black guy. Isn't that just the way? Like, he said that in the recording session. He was calling out then. First one to get killed off. It's a black character. This is like a horror movie. I'm like, he's not wrong, man. Why? What the frack?
And in a brutal manner, too.
Yes. Like, geez. I mean, I get that that's what he was going for, but he could have picked anybody else. And out of all the characters you've killed and brought back, you couldn't manage to bring Jazz back?
Well, I mean, somebody actually brought that up a couple of weeks back. I mean, at the end of the movie, they're dragging Bumblebee around with a tow truck.
They didn't live his body behind, did they? He might get bring him back. No, you never know.
Yeah, you got Prime.
Why didn't they haul Optimus Prime's corpse to Junkion? Why didn't they haul Optimus Prime's corpse to Junkion? They slapped together freaking Magnus with super glue. You tell me they couldn't bring Prime back to life too? Come on, man.
Plug in a couple of wires, he should be good to go.
That's what I'm saying, man. Just plug him back up to his lightning charger. He's fine.
That's awesome. Chris, you got anything? You and Liam have been quiet down there in the corner.
We just been enjoying listening to all the stories, man.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll have a lot more to share once the embargo is lifted September 12th. But until then, I'm keeping all the Transformers one specifically talk to a minimum. I'll do all my exclusive chit-chatting with Sabertron.com. They have always been a huge supporter of me back when I was nobody, as opposed to, let's face it, a lot of toxic Transformers fans that just don't like me because they think I'm doing something that I'm not even doing because they're just misinformed. That sounds like a personal problem to me. All I can say is that the studios that I work for love me and they keep hiring me back again and again and again. So one of y'all is wrong. It ain't me.
That's true. That's very, very true. Chris surprised us all the other week with his Galvatron, I guess, impersonation or
which Galvatron though? There's been like 3 of them.
No,
Chris, go ahead. Can you bring him? Can you throat him up, Chris?
Oh man,
crazy
on the spot.
Come on,
on the spot, dude.
Come on.
Let's see.
He said what they're doing, Johnson, like, can I get on this Galvatron?
Yeah, my son's just like, get it on, Dad. You know how it goes.
Here's your chance, Dad.
Yeah.
No pressure.
I was trying. It was my attempt to do Megatron, is what it was.
Oh, okay.
And it was. I was reading his script. What was that? It was a waffle iron. Why would you ever need a waffle iron? This is such a useless tool, but perhaps you might be able to use it to confuse your enemies, or perhaps bring them closer. I don't know. That was horrible.
Very, very Hugo Weaving. See,
That
now
was
I want to see
horrible.
Waffle Ironhide.
Yeah, I don't. I was struggling to come up with something, man. That's all I got.
There you go.
Thanks, Wade.
Who you calling a square? Just
Yeah,
some
we
Waffle
wrote
Ironhide.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's good.
Yeah, it was some half written, half AI generated something I was messing around with, and I was trying to get it to tell a story. And it actually had a decent beginning, middle, and I don't know, kind of a flimsy end. And I was just throwing stuff in there to try to trip AI up. And it come back with some of those lines, and Chris and I read it on one of our lives, and I think it got more laughs because we couldn't read and pronounce the words more than the actual script did. So
You go much beyond 2 syllables, I'm pretty much at loss.
yeah.
That was actually really fun. That was fun. It was something I've never done before.
Yeah, Will Sasso's whole podcast is literally that now. It's letting an AI write ridiculous things for him to read and voice it.
Really, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, it was quite a intricate and kind of an obtuse story, but it was still quite entertaining.
Somehow they do manage to make it semi like workable. My favorite one that he did though was the he gets Arby's commercials written for Jesse Ventura. Welcome to the Arby's Tale of Two Darbies Go beef and potato special.
Oh, dude.
See, that's what they should have got for Ironhide instead of Jess Arno. My name is Ironhide. You want to see my cannons?
There you go.
Are we just showing off?
I mean, I hate to say, but Ironhide definitely looks like he'd wear a red hat if he was a human. I'm just
Most definitely.
Go downstairs and look at my gun collection right next to my Doomsday Prepper's truck.
That's right. That's right.
He transforms into a bunker. I always thought, I'm just going to say it, if they were really going to cast a great celebrity, everybody was like Liam Neeson. But Liam Neeson has an accent, and so does Chris Hemsworth. And it's hard for them to hide their accents. I think if they really wanted to go with somebody fantastic for Optimus Prime that kind of had that same quality that he based his on, because he based it half on John Wayne, not just his own brother who was in the military. And who do we know these days that's the closest to John Wayne that we'll ever get that's an Academy Award winner?
Sam Elliott. Right there. The name is Optimus Prime. I got a 2-ton payload and I drink Coors, the king of beer.
He actually was floated around as one of the initial, like it was him and Clooney and Neeson were like up in the running for the movie until fans are like, no, it has to be Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
That would be odd. I mean,
I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, because everybody always has these fan castings. If you were forced to use a celebrity cast, who would you cast? And my brain's always like, oh yeah, that's actually a good question. Here's the ones I think would be great. I mean, I feel like you got to have Keith. Keith David almost was in the movie. Keith David was supposed to be Barricade, and he got recast.
Yeah,
he has a great voice.
He's an excellent voice. I mean, he could have been. He could easily have been Megatronus, Tarn. There's so many characters.
I loved him on Gargoyles back in the day. Of course,
I would have picked him for Megatron or any great bad guy. He's freaking amazing. His voice is just so epic. Oh wow, that's just to me. If I'm ever a casting director for Transformers, hook me up, Hasbro. I know exactly who to cast. I got you. Not trying to replace Josh Cooley. I love you, bro.
Alex, who would you cast as Optimus?
I'm not ever going to say that in case I am a casting director because I already know. I know exactly who would be perfect for it, and fans love it just as much as general audiences would. No fan could get mad at me for it because it wouldn't be me, but I'm not going to say who. I know a secret. Playful secret.
I feel like Liam Neeson would have been like.
I want to hear what Alex. So Alex is the youngest of the group. Yeah. So who would you cast as Optimus?
As Optimus, it had to be Peter Cullen. He's always been Optimus.
No, I'm saying if
Yeah.
you couldn't cast Peter Cullen.
Oh, if you couldn't cast
If you
Peter
had to
Cullen?
cast a celebrity and you couldn't cast Peter Cullen, who would you cast? And we can't say Hemsworth because he's already been cast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
I'm Orion Pax. I'm so very emo. That's how me and Megatron became friends. Emogatron. He only wears black and gray because he's so emo.
Yeah. He transforms into a sunflower or something. Yeah.
He said he transforms into darkness.
That's Jared Leto right there.
Who?
Jared
No,
Leto.
it's a-
Prime. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Jared Leto could voice Starscream based on his Joker performance, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I
Yeah.
wouldn't want him to. I don't like him as an actor, period. He's a musician. Stay in your lane, dude. You're not a great actor.
Yeah.
That's very true.
If Morbius
Very
isn't
true.
proof that we don't want to watch you, then what more do you need, man? Stop making cults in the middle of nowhere. You're not Jesus.
Yeah. If you bomb in a Marvel movie, then
Right? I mean, it's pretty,
yeah.
it's a pretty low bar. I mean,
If
I
you
get
have
it.
to
So
say
many
it's not Marvel, Sony, but you know.
For Optimus, I'd probably do Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Wow. Now that's interesting, but I don't know if he brings the gravitas.
He really does.
Yeah.
You've got to be
I can see Tom
commanding.
Hanks being
and-
Prowl, you know, or
Yeah.
like one of the
Yeah.
serious characters that's just all facts all the time.
They get a Steve
maybe
Cold,
Ratchet
Stone Cold
or
Steve
somebody.
Austin, dude.
I would do
John
I would
Cena
do
is Orion.
Yeah.
Pax. That would make
Russell
more
Crowe
sense.
for
They should
Megatron.
have
That
brought
would
John
actually.
Cena back. He was in Bumblebee. Why
Yeah.
not have him be Orion Pax? Is he not
Yeah.
a celebrity?
He
What about-
actually seems to be a
Well,
quite
his
like
accent's
a
real.
decent actor too.
I'm
I'm
Optimus
trying
Prime.
to
You
think, and I
can't
keep
see
going back
me.
to like Clint Eastwood is who I think of. Like that's the only other person.
Actually, I would have gotten Clint Eastwood for Lockdown.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he was in his young days. But I
that
don't
would
think you can get better than what they did in Transformers Animated. Lance Henriksen is a celebrity. He was.
Yeah.
I don't know why they
I
didn't
love
put
that
him in for the live action film. He was already perfect for Lockdown. He was terrifying. They would have been. I mean, one of these days, I'm just going to remix my own thing once I'm no longer working. If that ever happens, if I'm not working for him anymore and I don't have to worry about getting hired, I'm just going to redub over stuff with the actual actors and just show them how cool it could have been to have.
You show them all that what they missed out on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, if he were still alive, who would you cast Heath Ledger to be?
Well, if he was still alive, Heath Ledger could be Heath Ledger. Wait, what? That's just a trick question.
For,
You want to bring him back to life
Transformers.
just to recast him? How horrible can you be?
Yes.
Sorry, we decided to go with someone else. You can go back to being dead.
That's wrong.
Brutality. I think maybe what you meant to say was if Heath Ledger was still alive, what Transformer could he voice?
Yeah, my brain just.
I feel like Heath Ledger would be great for like somebody that was just honestly one of the Insecticons, somebody like Shrapnel or Sharpshot.
Yeah.
Because it's got that psychotic streak to him, and it's too psychotic for Starscream, and it's not serious and flat enough to be Shockwave. So yeah, definitely the Insecticons.
Yeah, that's.
I can see Matthew McConaughey doing Ironhide.
There's so many people I would do it for Ironhide. I think if Sam Elliott's not Optimus, Ironhide's kind of a no-brainer for any of like that Southern drawl voice is just kind of iconic for him. Yeah. But I don't really see any others. You know what I'd love to do for Beachcomber though? Cheech and Chong's the white one or the one with the long hair. I can't remember which one.
Chong?
Yeah, Chong.
Yeah.
I think Tommy Chong would be great for Beachcomber, man.
Yeah, man.
You go back to Cybertron, man.
Man.
I'm a lover.
You could also do like an Owen Wilson for that as well.
He is kind of a surfer.
Yeah, no, dude.
Wow, look at that sunset on Earth.
Yeah, dude.
I'm really not a fighter, more of a lover.
Ka-chow.
He's already been a
Doing
car.
like his Disney contract with cars and all that, but
Exactly. I wouldn't have Larry the Cable Guy be Trailbreaker. Hey, let's get her done. Woo!
that actually would be kind of
down like a tornado trailer park. Woo!
There's Frank.
That's Black Arachnia. She just left me for my body.
All right, so
that's Optimus Prime. He's my best friend.
all right, so I can't stop laughing. So we actually had a slight outline of the direction we were going to take this show, and we've kind of already covered Transformers 1. And John, you're here. Have you seen some of the crossovers that they have recently announced? So the Knight Rider
of course
crossover.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Okay. If you look at my YouTube stuff from way back when, I did this already a long time ago. I did this like 7 years ago. I did this. I slapped together this idea called the Retro Robo Show or something like that. And I had Airwolf transforming into a robot. I had the Mr. T van. That's going to have to be next. Transforming to Mr. T. I had Doc Brown's car before they ever made one. I had Doc Brown's DeLorean turning into Doc Brown. I even had the Dukes of Hazzard car being the one that nobody liked because he had a racist flag on him.
Oh yeah.
And I had Kit turning into a robot. And I had Chips. And all you'd have to do is repaint Groove. Just repaint two of them. Yep. Give one of them a different head, and you got Chips Patrol. That's an easy one. Two of them in one box, slap a new box on it.
Don't give Hasbro any more.
I'm giving them all the ideas. You don't think I want a whole 80s shelf of classic TV cars that turn into stuff, man?
That would be so cool.
That would be brilliant.
I'm just sad MacGyver didn't have a vehicle because I totally would want to see that in there.
Oh yeah.
All we got to do, we got to get the 18 van, we got to get Airwolf, and get the chip spikes, and we're good. We got the whole all of them. I don't think that they could do Dukes of Hazzard. They just have to change the flag off of it.
Yeah.
I don't see that one getting remade, but they recently announced. So they did Knight Rider.
Yep.
They did Godzilla.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna say exactly what I said on all the boards. Why not just take Titan's Trypticon and make him Mechagodzilla? Or even Godzilla? That's a perfect remake. Just repaint what you already got. Everybody, I would have bought the crap out of that instantly. As soon as I saw mine, I'm like,
you could take a Masterpiece Grimlock and throw slow spikes on him, and there you go.
That's kind of what they did, though. They kind of used a Masterpiece Grimlock-ish version, but I think that Trypticon would have been freaking perfect.
Absolutely. Ideal.
I'm just saying, they should let me be a professional consultant for them.
Yeah, they should. And
I mean, they listen to fans. I know they listen to fans.
I'm sure they're gonna hear that after being on the show.
Yeah, of course, because this show's got billions of followers. It's gonna definitely get back action. I can just call it.
Both viewers have just waved and with their sign of approval. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Who else? What was the
every rebellion starts with one.
Yes.
the recent G.I. Joe, what was that?
The Sergeant Cup.
Sergeant Slaughter and Cup, I think.
And Cup.
That one I haven't seen.
That's kind of an odd pairing to me.
Yeah, that one's very
They are both old though.
They're both old. It's just
it's more like Sergeant Wheelchair now, isn't he? I mean, he's like 95 or something.
Yeah. I've seen it. He does a lot of the Augusta Comic Cons, and Sergeant Slaughter will come down here, and he's
Sergeant Prune Eater.
He's nothing like I remember watching. Real.
I imagine that I put him in the hospital if he's like, "Let me tell you something." Alarm comes flying.
Yeah. So he's but yeah, that's just Sergeant Slaughter and Cup. I would have thought Sergeant Slaughter and
literally
Brawn or Ironhide or
why have they not turned Brawn into a freaking military SUV? It just seems like another no-brainer.
Yeah.
Or just just cause why not throw Bulkhead in there? He's basically based on Hound.
Yeah.
That could bring in some fans that are not like 80s fans because I liked Bulkhead. Transformers Prime one of the best cartoons they ever made.
Yeah, it's I
2
don't know.
cents worth. Anyways, I'm melting, fellas. So if there's anything else, it gets kind of warm in here.
No, that's all we had. I'm extremely grateful that you replied to my text and said,
I appreciate. I mean, a little heads up, maybe more than 5 minutes would be great next time. But
No,
I appreciate all the cool stuff. By the way, this guy has sent me a whole bunch of cool stuff. I'm returning with Prime reviews for anybody who followed me from way back when. Just doing silly toy reviews with Transformers stuff. And I've got a lot of stuff from him to review. I've got a ton of stuff from Blockies, Robosin. Like I've got lots and lots of stuff. And I'm going to be selling my stuff. Like I'm selling tons of my original collection. And every purchased item that you get from me, that's not like an officially sponsored item that you get straight from theirs with an affiliate link, whatever. I'm going to be giving away an exclusive article, and you get to pick from a couple of things. There's some posters. There's some commission prints from professional Transformers comic book artists. There's some custom-made Transformers trading card games of the Bumblebee movie characters that I had made myself, and a couple other things that I'll be autographing and giving those things away for free in addition to your purchase of the whatever toy that you buy from my website. But it's going to be added on to EpicVoiceGuy.com coming in September. I don't know, I haven't an exact date yet, but probably by the 20th when the movie comes out would be the best bet.
Yeah, that would be perfect, wouldn't it?
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, so EpicVoiceGuy.com.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Awesome. John, great seeing you. Great talking to you, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me, man. Appreciate it.
Continued success, man. Thank you.
Can you do Shockwave?
I am Shockwave, the only logical choice.
What about Soundwave?
All right.
So yeah, what an interesting guy, guys.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was so last minute. I mean, I was chatting with you guys, on Instagram, trying to put all this together. I was like, you know what? Like, let me just throw it out there. Maybe he's free. Maybe he's not doing premieres and all this. And thankfully, he said yes, because I think it was awesome. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was.
I've got to get up for a minute. So, what do you guys have anything you want? I think I just killed Hot Rod.
Yeah.
One less to worry about.
Finally.
Again,
I think that was on purpose. That wasn't on accident.
Yeah. And I feel kind of bad because I don't know if you guys were looking at the feed earlier, but Roro Cuso actually bought that masterpiece, Rodimus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And they got it in today, and as soon as they took it out, the shoulder joint like broke loose, and I was like, no. So I offered a refund. They're kind of on the fence about it, I don't know. I mean, it breaks my heart because I know that they were looking at that piece as one of their like holy grails, and I was just like, yes, if anybody had a broken shoulder, I'm glad it's Rodimus. I just, but it is what it is. But yeah.
Damn, man.
No love lost. And I've got to ask Chris something. So I got home today to an Amazon box
Of Gushers.
Was that you?
Hell yeah, bro.
Possibly.
Yeah. So my wife is extremely jealous now. She's like, "Who do you have buying you Gushers?" And
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
I was like, I didn't buy them. She goes, "Well, I didn't. That's a ton of Gushers." And I'm like, you know what? That was probably Chris. Chris who? I was like,
Chris who?
Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a possibility that there may have been a thing from the two of us.
Well, I certainly appreciate it, and yeah, I'll try to explain things with my wife. So
hey, you have my number, man. Just have her give me a call, dude. I'll FaceTime and she'll be like, that is one ugly son of a gun, dude. There is nothing to worry about.
oh wow.
Bucks.
All right. So guys, anything else y'all want to cover tonight or
I got nothing.
That was cool, man. That was a major surprise.
Yeah, I can't promise that every week, but man, what a treat. I was tickled pink, and I wanted to tell you guys as soon as he said yes, but it was like, you know what? Let them just be in suspense. So
yeah,
that was good, man. I was wondering what was happening.
I
had a feeling.
you had a feeling.
I was kind of thinking it's like it's not going to be this guy. I was like, there's no way. My thought was actually, it's like, did he get Peter Cullen to do it? I'm like, there's no way.
No.
Man.
I can honestly say I've met a lot of celebrities, but John is probably the biggest of the celebrities that I've met. And I mean, hung out with quite a few, but yeah, John is class act all the way and just good dude. I mean, from the first time that he and I actually like interacted with each other, you know, I was kind of putting him up on this pedestal, you know, and he very quickly, he's like, look, man, he's like, I'm just a nerd that likes these toys just like you. I'm no different than anybody else. And I mean, it puts you at ease. He's just a good, solid dude. So
yeah,
I'm glad he got some airtime, and I hope he sells a ton of stuff on his website. What was it?
Yeah. EpicVoiceGuy.com.
Yep. So subscribers, after you follow us on Instagram and follow us on YouTube, go check out EpicVoiceGuy.com and get some
have his YouTube pulled up right here. His YouTube is the same thing, Epic Voice Guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Look for Wolverine and Deadpool in the background.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you're on Instagram, it's hard to scroll past and not see.
Yeah, he's
Epic Voice Guy as Deadpool or doing something.
Yeah.
Especially now, which I mean, he's pushing a lot of the Transformers 1 now, but yeah, for a while there it was nothing but Deadpool. So
that's pretty cool, man. Why does my screen keep doing that?
I know, it kept doing that the whole time.
It's technology, bro.
It's like it's sitting still. I'm doing nothing. I'm not touching.
Liam, you're gonna have to take over for your dad. You'll have to switch spots. Yeah,
that's right.
Just so you can keep the phone or whatever it is. I hope that's a phone and not a laptop.
Oh, it is a phone. It is my phone, yes.
Okay. I was fixing to say, if you got a laptop that keeps doing that, you might want to get you a new laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't think we have a laptop around here that actually is up to date enough to even like run anything like current within the last 10 years. It's basically just a word processor at this point.
It's just an old school typewriter. Hang on.
He's gonna take it out and blow the dust off of it.
That's right, man. That's right. I got to change the ribbon. The ink's getting a little light.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, that's all I've got. So, you guys have anything to add? No.
That was awesome, man. Thank you for that.
That was
pretty much everything.
Guys, I think it was a great show. Alex, Aiden, Wolf, Chris, Liam, John, thank you guys. Followers, subscribers, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
All right.